Okay. Where are we here? Oh, disclaimer. Alright. Aloha, everyone. Buddy, user. Oh, those are long users. Knowing ya, Hannah, Alex, what's up? Bear Guy, DD. Aloha. Join Seth. Joy Carbon 47. Alright, let's see if I'm on here. Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Monotalk. It is 9/19/2024. This is my ongoing documentary of how fucking insane this planet has gotten. How nutty our government has recently become, especially in 2021. And for the past 3.5 so on years. I'm also on TikTok at the same time. I'm gonna see if that's working. I should be able to go over there. I don't know how I would see that. Let me see how we're gonna do that. Alright. Profiles, say live. I don't know if it shows me live on here. I don't think it does. No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, you're doing great work. Thank you for your...
Alright. No, I ain't doing that. What's that? So it's saying live. Oh, there it is. Right there. Okay. Alright. Let's see if there's a big delay. Let's see what that is. Now at about 10-second delay. Maybe 20-second delay. Alright, so I'm doing the shaka. So it's showing me live. What does that look like, really? What does it totally look like? Let's look at it, because I've never looked at it before. Oh, crap, I can
So
hear
it's showing
myself.
me live.
Alright. Oh, now I can read better all the people in the chat. Okay, I'm just kind of prepping this up. Edward Gurka? Hey, Edward. Yeah, no comments yet. I don't know if I have comments off or if it's on. I'm not gonna interact. I don't know what that is. I have no idea really the way TikTok works, so sorry. It's just I have clues when it comes to TikTok. But I'm learning. You know, we're learning every day, trying to learn more and more and more. You know, my grandfather used to say, if you're not learning something, you're dead. I was like, okay, Grandpa. Right? They're on. Okay. Dick Lloyd 637. Hey, thanks Lloyd for commenting. I appreciate it. All right, so what I'm kind of gonna, I'm just gonna kind of go over what I'm going through here. This is I'm live on my YouTube, and if you go to my profile, you can see where my YouTube channel is. And if you want to come on and talk on my YouTube, you're welcome to do that. It would be good to get some subscribers. What's odd is I've had 48 subscribers on YouTube for 2 years. I'm on my 6th YouTube channel, thanks to the 1984 Orwellian community guidelines of YouTube. But I have to speak in tongues in a sense, or I have to speak in like nomenclature, you know, kind of going around the main thing. Like I'll say something like Fluvid-19 or Democrats or Republicans, and the algorithms doesn't understand what the fuck that means, which is good. They might catch on at some point. What is that? Swipe what does it say? Swipe right. What does it say? Invite more friends to join live guest invite. Yeah, I want to invite, but if I don't know you, I don't want you're just, it's not going to work out. But if you want to come on, just go to my profile and check my link to my YouTube channel, and then you'll see my live YouTube channel, and then you can come on there. You're welcome to do that. But do we have any topics anybody wants to talk about off the top of their heads? I mean, I'm an ex. I should have put I was a Republican. I was a Democrat. I was Green Party. Now I'm an independent. I'm a MAGA independent. That's what I am. Can't believe I fell for all this shit. And there's a lot of people like us. There's a fucking ton of them. And some of them still have the TDS, the Trump derangement syndrome. Some people I'm talking to them that's like, look, you know about Russiagate, you know about all that other stuff, all the impeachments, his felonies, all this other shit. The guy didn't start any wars. He was stopping wars. I mean, bacon was $1.99 in 1999 in fucking, not 1999, but 2019. My favorite slogan is make bacon $1.99 again. I think that's fucking genius. And Shelby Craig. No, I gotta vet you, dude. I don't know who you are yet. I'm just doing this for the first time. But thanks for coming. Thanks for being by. I appreciate it. Yeah. Again, nobody's coming on unless I know who you are, which there are a few people I know that I've spoken to or talked to. You can read where I am, what I stand for, what's going on. The United States is the last stronghold, people. It is the last stronghold. There is nothing out there that is going to stop the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, Chatham House, BlackRock, Fidel, all these, and a bunch of global predator class oligarchs that are out there. There's only one person in their way. There's one person in their way, and that person is Donald Trump, baby. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, for sure. I've done my research. I've done so much research on this guy. And found out that all of mainstream media, even Fox, we're talking MSNBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, PBS, BBC, etc., and the list goes on, and all publications, New York Times, LA Times. Yeah, they're covering up one of the largest, most horrific and heinous acts of criminality on the planet. And I'm talking about little ones being trafficked. And it's everywhere. It's a fucking the darkest plague on this planet. And this is one of the major reasons why Pedowood, aka Hollywood, is just doesn't want this to be revealed. I mean, if you guys know who Ben Schwann is, he talked about pizza and Gates or something. Pizza. Anyway, a while back, and he was really hitting home or getting close to the source. He was starting to, uncover everything. He was lifting up some big rocks, digging deep, like I do. I go down into the abyss. A lot of people can't go down into the abyss. They'll go on the surface. But Ben Schwann and a bunch of other people out there just started seeing the exposure. And, I've spoken with people that have been in criminal science degrees, bachelors, and they've done a lot of work in Anaheim, California. the happiest place on earth, has the worst water. I think it's worse than Flint, Michigan, and it's got the most trafficking. Not interesting. It's like the highest place of trafficking. Isn't that nuts? Sad. Yeah, no, but thanks though. I haven't really done the vetting. If you wanna, this is like my first live in a while. If you want to leave me a message, the next go round, I'll have a list of people that I'm going to vet, and I want to make sure that I've got people on here that are MAGA base, USA MAGA base, that come on. I'm not going to try to talk people into, switching over, because if you don't get it by now, you're just not going to get it. I am not going to put out time and effort and energy in trying to convince you of the horrific nature of the democratic people. And some people don't even know how bad they are. They're watching Rachel Maddow or Lawrence O'Donnell and all these other idiots, and The View and all this other stuff, and they don't. They want to stay in that place, in their like happy place, and it's kind of sad. Yeah, no guest. If you want to be a guest in the future, just message me. Hey, keep me in mind, and then I'll have a list, and then those people I'll definitely bring on. But right now, it's very simple. This country is the last stronghold. The last stronghold. Australia has caved. France has caved. The UK has caved. Canada has caved. And I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the governments. The governments have just gone fucking full Great Reset, New World Order, direction. And it's just, Trump is in the way. And the biggest reason I fear him is he's going to expose the largest trafficking criminality system on the planet. That's why they're going after him. It's not money, people. Everybody thinks, oh, it's about money. They're just killing money. They're going after him because of the trafficking. The young trafficking that's out there and everywhere. It's really sad. And there's a lot of freaking politicians. I would say there's probably a few Republicans in there too that are completely and totally, I don't know, man. Mitt Romney, Jesus, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, the guy with the eye patch. I forgot his fucking name off the top of my head. There's a bunch. There's a bunch of sick fuckers that are running this country, people. It's pretty sad. Say hi. Any questions? Anybody have any questions or concerns? Hey, Jordan is over here. Jordan jumped on my YouTube. Again, what I'm saying is, if you want to come on, I can vet you quicker, and you can come on to my YouTube, and we can have conversations or whatever you want to do. But for now, I'm just doing a TikTok live. I'm just kind of speaking my mind. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to say, or any way you want to kind of jumble something together that I will say, that I won't say, then you could try that too. But it's good to have people here. We've got a couple people are watching. Oh, there's a few people watching. Okay, that's good. Yeah. I'm really actually, if you want to come, wait, let me see what we got here. On my YouTube channel, we got, I'm going to go to the studio. Let's go to your channel. I'm going to my channel. I'm going to go live. Turn off the volume. Channel. Jordan, hey, thanks for being here. Popular live. Which bean are you? I don't know what the fuck that means. La Fullerton. I don't know what that means. Joy, say hi. Yeah, I can't even see how many people are watching, but anyway. And my glasses suck, I'm telling you. Yeah, I am basically just on here, and I've been on, look, I've had 5 YouTube channels taken down since 2020. If you go to my Odyssey page, you'll see one of many videos that is the reason, because I was exposing Fluvid-19 and the fucking things everybody was putting in their arms and all kinds of shit. I basically, other people were with me or in that spot, but I would say at least 90% of independent media that I knew at the time, because I had hundreds, 1,000 or something like that, of people watching at the time. And I just said what it was. I mean, why would I take something that's completely indemnified? And if you don't know what that means, it means that I can't sue them. If I buy a toaster and it blows up, I can sue Remington, or not Remington, but electric company, or not the electric. I can sue the company that made it. But in regards to the fucking thing that everybody was putting in their arms, I was just like, well, I'm not going to take that. Why would I take something that's totally indemnified, completely free of being sued? That's crazy. And then I did some more research and waited a little bit longer, and then when I come to find out that it was complete and total poison. And it is the worst thing you can put in your body. And if you're watching this now and you've had 1 or 2 or 3 of those oysters, God bless you, man. I mean, I hope you're okay. I hope you're well. I hope you're everything. You know, I hope you're doing okay. But most of the people that have taken those things haven't come out too well. There was a study that was done. There was a situation in South Korea where some doctors got together and they hijacked some pallets of this stuff, thousands of vials, and they tested them, and they wanted to know what was in these vials, and they could tell the solutions that were different, because some of them were saline, and some of them had a certain amount or more of this certain different solution in it that they couldn't really identify, but they knew it wasn't a regular fucking thing that people put in their arms in regards to a flu or something like that, right? So they said, well, that's probably it. But what's interesting is some of those had different levels of it, and they were marked as such, and they were numbered and marked and color-coded, right? So you may not have it in your system. And I've always said, you know, if the American frontline doctors, or Dr. Shiva, or Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wanted to really help the country right now, for all the people that have had it, they should have a test to see if you actually have it in your system. Because Bill Gates wants to try to sneak it into everybody. He's going to use some fucking mosquitoes, and he wants to put it in our water, and he wants to fucking put it... What else does he want? I mean, for God's sakes, he wants to spray it across the sky. The guy's a sociopathic fucking genocidal maniac. I can't believe the guy's still alive. Not in prison for all this crap that he's done to other countries, especially villages and nations and countries in Africa. If you've done the research, look up James Corbett. He has some great information. Jim Rickards got some good information. what was that, something Solwell, and of course one of my favorites, G. Edward Griffin, is really good too. G. Edward Griffin is good too. Has been following this for a long time, this process, and I've been watching him and following him for years. And I was just like, this, because when 2020 went down and Fluid-19 came out, all this other crap happened, I was, it's just putting all these pieces together, going, why are they keeping fast food open? Why the fuck are they keeping fast food open? This is really weird. It's like, I have my credit card right here. I've got my money that's full of germs. And these people don't have shit for healthcare. Fast food workers are like the least people to have any coverage at all as far as healthcare. Because they're always working sick. As a matter of fact, this girl that used to be on the show, Stephanie, she used to work there. And she used to say, they'd make us go sick. They didn't care. They didn't have any PPE, personal protective equipment. They had nothing. And I mean, I'd go into McDonald's during 2020 and I'd see McDonald's workers with gloves on, but there's holes in them because they were never replenished. They ran out. Like within the first, I think it was like March or April, they had nothing. And throughout the year. You go, so why are these people... I mean, if you wanted to be safe, you would make sure that the grocery stores are open later and earlier. Right? That would be the smartest thing to do. But then they closed the time of them being open, so people had to be packed in there. But remember, 6 feet safe. 6 feet safe. It's just like, that didn't make any sense. And then going through the drive-thru, I mean, you're just constantly, here's your money, here's your Coke, here's your stuff. And they didn't wash their hands or sanitize after every transaction because McDonald's on a day, the crappiest McDonald's out there that's in the most rural areas, probably doing about 800 to 1,000 transactions per day. Okay? And that's a lot of people going through there. So that was very questionable. One, not the indemnification. What did I say was the other? Indemnified. Indemnification, in other words, unable to sue for that thing that everybody was putting in their arms. That was the first fucking thing. That was the first thing that I'm just going, this is messed up, man. And then the second thing was they're not expanding the amount of time for people to go into these stores, right, to get groceries and whatever else they needed. They were shortening them so everybody was compacted together. And then one of the other ones was it was totally experimental. And what they needed to do, and this is important for people to understand this, because a lot of people don't get this part. And this is it. This is how they were able to use the Emergency Use Authorization Act. They had to use the media, mainstream media, to put a bad spin or to make it appear that Johnson & Johnson, hang on, was bad. And at the time, from 2019 to mid-2020, towards the latter part of 2020, and I think just after 2021, they were saying that the J&J, which everybody had before, people have been taking that for the regular flu and all that stuff for a long time, but it didn't have the Mary, Roger, Nancy alpha, if you know what I'm saying, mRNA, right? Didn't have it. And they were trying to get people to point out that that was bad so they can get that out of the way, right? Bill Gates had already pulled his own solution, Tamiflu, by the way. He had already taken that out of the equation. And then they were saying that hydroxychloroquine was dangerous and wrong and bad, and they did the same thing for ivermectin, dangerous, wrong, and bad. But so they needed to get everything out of the way, that there's no other solution out there. There's nothing else you could do. Right? Nothing else that you could do. We have to use this stuff. This experimental, don't know a fucking thing about it, that popped up out of nowhere, when usually these things that we put in our arms take about, 5, 10, 15 years to get some kind of authorization to use. Yeah, that's how they did it. And then boom, once they got JJJ, chloroquine, ivermectin, anything else out of the way that wasn't working, they brought it out. And here's the weird part that people don't understand. Here's the weirdest part that people kind of, and I hear this all the time. So I've got a lot of democratic supporters out there. I've got 4,000 something Facebook friends, whatever, and a lot of them are democratic supporters. They're always getting at me, well, Trump's the one that brought out warp speed. And I go, well, who was in his ear, in his face, selling him? Who was it? Yeah, Fauci. So everybody does realize that Anthony Fauci has been around in the ears of presidents, at least 4. I would say 5 or 6, honestly. I think he went back to Clinton. Reagan, no, that's too soon. I think at least, so 4 or 5, right? Whatever. But this guy is Anthony Fauci is the greatest pharmaceutical rep on the planet. Okay, and I've known pharmaceutical reps. I've done work for them and kind of with them, and I used to do catering for a lot of them because they have a lot of money behind them. These big pharma, big hospital, big elderly care, big psychology, they all intertwine and send money to each other, right? Here's a prescription for you. Here, you need to treat this. Da 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 da. It's just one giant, big medical. I'd call it. That's a good term. We should just start that. Big medical is a scam. Anyway, I'll get to that later. So Anthony Fauci, one of the greatest pharmaceutical reps on the planet, or drug pushers on the planet, right? We know that. Everybody knows that. That's common knowledge. You can't argue that. Gets in Trump's ear and he goes, oh, dude, you got this, that, here, you better fucking here, do this, do that. And Trump has all these other Fauci has all these other sources of information bombarding Trump. Just, he knows you got to understand the proposals, in Atlantic Storm, Winter, there's so many different proposals in the past that these people have been a part of, Big Pharma and all this. And then the Event 201 came out, that was a proposal. People don't understand that. That was a proposal, and a lot of people said they're in, and then there was a max exodus of CEOs and presidents that are saying, no, I don't want to be a part of this, and they left. People don't know that part. You can go into my videos or somewhere in there. But if you want more about it, just let me know and message me or something like that, and I'll send you the information. It clearly saying or giving you a link to that information, so that it's viable and pertinent for you. All right, so you got this guy, greatest salesperson in the world, greatest. I mean, this guy's making fucking bank. He's working for the government, back and forth, da 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 da. He's got all these sources behind him and people fucking yelling in Trump's ear, and Trump goes, okay. He did, he did it. He fucking did it. I know, and he won't admit it. Trump has, a lot of people have fucking, if you don't have an ego, you're not human in some way. I'm fucking, I'm just telling you. God created man. Man has an ego. It's sorry. And women have egos too. But in this particular situation, he couldn't admit, and he's not going to admit, that he'd been sold. I mean, it's probably happened to Trump in the past. I mean, he's not perfect. But in this particular situation, with the power of the marketing, media, and all the resources that Fauci had at his disposal all the time, millions, possibly billions of dollars for the shit to happen, he tricked him. He tricked him. Because I know that Trump, and I'm not going to fucking play the video here because it'll probably get me taken down, but when Trump was saying Florida and all that crap was a hoax, he was saying that in January, late January or early February, when he was doing some rallies. Or just having meetings, I don't know what the fuck, but they were big events. Right? Oh, the new Democrats' big hoax is fucking right? And you heard him say it. And he wasn't on board. And then all of a sudden they came after him. I don't think they coerced him. I don't think they threatened him. I just think in some way, shape, or another, they had to convince him. And they did everything. They brought bricks in. They brought these other people, these specialists. It was fucking crazy. And he fucking just went, okay, I want to help the American people. And that's it. That's his thing. He likes to help people. And that's probably one of his greatest assets, and at the same time, one of his biggest flaws. Because there are times where you just can't save everybody. I mean, you just can't. It's just, there's, I was in the military. That's something that they kind of put in our head. You can't. There are times out there, because I was in damage control towards the end of when I was serving. And that's a firefighter. And we were taught, you've got to take it. And then I'm a certified, which is a community emergency response team certified, for in Orange County, California, or all of California, whatever. And triage is like that. You're gonna, if somebody's done, you got to help, person that's worse that you can save. And that's just the way it is. But what was going on with Trump at the time is he just got bombarded. He got sold. And he's never, like I'm going to say, he's not going to admit it, but he has done something about it. I watched him on an interview with Megyn Kelly about almost a year ago. And this is probably the first time he's ever heard the word black scene injured. Or what was that when you're injured by the black scene? The boot boot. And he, and she said, like, they were about 3/4 of the way done with the interview that she was talking to him about. And everything was good. And she goes, just want to let you know I'm black scene injured. And he was like, he kind of, Trump's usually like that, but he paused. And he kind of not sure if this was in the prep or anything, but he was really bummed out. He was super bummed out. And I could see it on his face because he really likes Megyn Kelly. I mean, I don't know if he likes it, but anyway. From that day, things have changed with him in regards to that. He wants to make sure everybody has their choice and that you not lose your job, not mandate medical and all this other shit in the future. He doesn't want that to happen anymore. right? So here, so now he's decided to bring in who else? Who else is just a not great proponent or not a supporter of Big Pharma? Who is that guy? Who is the guy that wants to take down that fucking genocidal regime? Yeah. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And I think that's why he brought him in. He's the sudden unalives and all that stuff, and the sudden not being here anymore. Numbers are increasing dramatically, and he's to the point where he's got to do something to make, that's just Trump. He's a good-hearted guy. Just I started to. I'm not going to go to that, but I started to realize after Russiagate and all that other stuff that he was just being picked on constantly because they loved him before. As soon as the man put his name in the hat to run, he was enemy number one and still is to this day. Yeah, that's why they fear him, is because he's real. He's a real maverick. He's the real maverick. He doesn't listen to anybody. He doesn't take fucking orders from anybody. He doesn't need to. He's just one of those. He's not a pawn. Like McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy was a fucking total pawn. And there's a bunch of them out there in the Republican Party. It said and all of them in the Democratic Party are just a bunch of fucking pawns, in my opinion. They're just puppets, total puppets. But overall, what this man did is he kind of shoots from the hips, and it may not have been the right thing to do, but he did it because he cared. You have to see that part of it. He did it because he cared, but at the same time, he was tricked. He was fooled and he was played, but I don't think he'll ever admit that. But he brought in RFK Jr., who hates that shit. Fucking RFK hates that crap, man. Fuck. RFK Jr. is going to fucking make us healthier. Trump wants us great again. Not just the country, not just our finances, not just corporations, not just small businesses, but us as human beings. It's huge. How is that not like one of the greatest reasons to vote for somebody? I want you to drink the purest water, eat the purest foods, meat, poultry, fish, vegetables, fruits, whatever, grains. Not to the FDA standards, which Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't like, right? And he knows they're just a bunch of fucking criminals anyway. And the CDC and all of them. It's just, Health and Human Services is just diabolical. Here in Missouri, they're still pushing, get your vaccine, get your thing, get it. You got to do it because COVID's coming back. It's just fucking amazing. And this is a red state. I keep telling Eric Schmidt and Josh Hawley, I keep tweeting them. I've even called. I said, you got to get that shit off the fucking air. We got the grocery store out here called Hy-Vee, right? Kroger's did it too. You're shopping, and next thing you know, don't forget to get your COVID-19 vaccine. As you're pushing your cart, buying fucking, a pack of hot dogs for $6. $7 for bacon. What the fuck? This is fucking crazy. This is craziness. The fucking Democrats are just absolute lunatics. I have never seen such lunacy. I was at work the other day and I was talking to somebody about, when I first got here, there's some of the people that were just asking what my party is and all this other shit, which is none of their business. I said, I'm just independent. I just, kind of go with the issues. That's it. That's me. And then she goes, what's going on with this girl that's running? And I go, I go, do you know who? There's a governor in Minnesota that I can't even say this without. I can't say it without laughing. There's a governor in Minnesota who freaking created a law to make sure that there are tampons in men's male, not female, bathrooms. It's just fucking what the fuck? Just thinking about that. And she goes, no way. And I go, she just started fucking cracking up. She goes, that's fucking nuts. And I go, you know who that guy is? And she goes, no. She goes, that's that lady's running mate for vice president. She goes, no way. What? Just look it up. Just Google it. She goes, oh my God, let me check. Tampon. Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyway, if you want, you can come on with me on my YouTube. Come in, subscribe, and we can be here talking and doing the same thing. I'm on YouTube, and I'm also on this Twitter platform right now. Anyway, yeah, I'm just saying, I've never seen a more completely crazy, lunatic, deranged, delusional group of fucking people in my life. It's alarming, but at the same time, it's very concerning. You know, there was a study recently done, and it was done by a reputable college. I can send you a link if you want it. 64% of liberal base voters are mentally ill. I'm like, what the fuck? And then there was another study where about 80% of them, it says 78.8 or something like that, were either on some mental or some medication, were either on, they were either druggy alcoholics or drug people. You know, they just, I don't know what the fuck you call it. Druggies, whatever. And it's just crazy. That's who you're dealing with. You know, when I'm on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, not on Truth Social, of course, or Gab, but somebody will say something like, "How could you even say that?" I go, "Well, let me just show you. You know, this is what's happening. This is what we're dealing with. You know, just all kinds of stuff." And then I start to go into who I've argued with or debated with in the past. I just don't do it. The thing I say now to people when I post something they don't like, what they like, what I'm talking about or what I'm trying to convey, I just go, just keep taking your boosters, man. Don't worry. Just keep taking those. Please keep taking your boosters, right? It's important. It's important. Because they're gone. There's nothing more you can do for them. They're not worth our time. They're just, if they don't understand by now, I mean, they've had 3.5 years, almost 4 years now, to get it. And they don't get it. I got it in 2019. I started getting it a lot more in 2020. Right? And I've been a Trump supporter ever since. Yeah, if you read that, I was with the fucking Green Party, man. Jesus Christ. And that Jill Stein, I don't know if you know who she is, but Jill Stein is doing everything, and I'm talking everything, that the World Economic Forum wants somebody to do. If you were to make the perfect mold of the puppet that you need, you would use Kamala Harris and Jill Stein of the Green Party. Yeah, that was a big mistake. And then fucking Jesse Ventura, what a traitor. What a god. I thought that guy had huevos. You know, I thought he had backbone, but he doesn't. You know, just because you've been a Navy SEAL doesn't mean you're a badass. No, wait. Let me see it. No, that was not. Just because you're a Navy SEAL doesn't mean you could be a badass, but you may not be badassing on the right place, in the right place. Oh, thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. Is that Greg? I think that's Greg. Hey, anyway, so here's where we're at, guys. My goal, my one and only goal right now, is to make sure that this country is not handed over or given to. Like I said in my profile, go to my YouTube, subscribe, and then you can come on here with my YouTube and we can have a discussion, whatever you want to do. But I am going to vet you real quick. This is the last stronghold. I am telling you, if the United States goes, if Kamala somehow, if the Democrats somehow are able to finagle or work or do whatever they can to fucking steal, rig, and take this election in November, it's over. No, it's Australia's gone, the UK is gone, France is gone, Canada's gone, and those are some major countries, and there's a bunch of others in NATO. And NATO is part of this whole process, just to let you know. I don't want to get into detail on that. It's just to let you know, NATO isn't what they're supposed to be. NATO isn't what they claim. The UN isn't. It's all for this New World Order thing. You know, and I'm going to say it. Their goal is to genocide 2/3 of the global population and hoard the rest for themselves, and the rest for themselves being the global pedo-predator class. And we're talking a handful of fucking people that have their own slaves, robots, whatever, I don't fucking know. And people that they've already vetted and they want, living in their land and their property and their bunkers and their islands and shit like that. They don't want us here anymore. They don't need your money. They've got enough. Now it's just getting rid of you. That's what 2020 started. 2020 was the first. I mean, the domino has been going down for decades, especially in the United States. The food here, the ultra-processed foods, all the poisons. We don't need to be in a chlorine pool, by the way. You just need to change the water every few days. People don't understand that. This is fucking crazy. It's just fucking, so they're methodically and killing us. They've been doing that just to kind of keep us in hospitals and fill us full of drugs. But they don't care about the alive rate or how many people are gone now. They want them all gone. That's it. So their goal again is to just get rid of everybody. And they can control 1 billion or 2 billion people a lot easier than they can control 8 to 9 billion people. Do you understand now? There it is. That is their end game. It's the biggest domino they pushed with a lot of big dominoes in front of it to push over was in 2020 when they released the COVID-19 scam. That's when that happened. That's when they went full bore. But they planned it out, in Agenda 201. Bill Gates. I can't believe fucking Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci are still roaming free. It's just amazing to me that we haven't had a very big concentration on those people that are known felons, have done horrific acts. If you go back and look at what the fuck happened during the AIDS problem back in the 80s, that was all manufactured. It was the fucking treatment that was destroying people. It was the treatments. It had nothing to do with something that was already there. They were just escalating. I mean, it was bad. Yeah. Call me K to join. What? I don't see anybody here. Let me see if I got anybody coming on live. Well, nobody yet. Oh, it's still got 48 subscribers. Please go into my profile, look up my YouTube page, and then let me know if it's working or if it's not working. And then subscribe so I can start doing lives. Because what I want to do once I get over 50 in my YouTube is I'm going to go out and I'm going to start doing the man on the street stuff. But it's going to be different because I'm going to be talking to officials, council members, school administrators, people that are either fighting for our rights, our constitutional rights, right? From the first, second, and on. As I've always said, the second protects the first. The second protects the first, people. Okay, that's all I got to say. Okay, that's all I got to say. The second protects the first. Always. If you don't have the Second Amendment, then you don't have a voice. At all. At all. And that is the problem with the democratic supporters. They don't get it. They're not understanding what's happening. All these psyops that are out there. You guys remember the Vegas? When Vegas had that shooter from the Bellagio, I think it was, and he was shooting down on some country singers, country medley concert. Well, that turned out to be very suspicious because the person that was the commander at the time, or part of the investigation, also became the chief sheriff of, not sheriff, but chief of police, I think it was, here in Maui during the fires. Isn't that odd? There's just so many they're not coincidences anymore, because if there's some kind of relation, there's a reason for it. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest takeaway that people should understand is it's not a coincidence. If you see that, wait a second. So the guy on 713 and the guy the other day, Roth, both did a BlackRock video together. Well, that's an interesting coincidence. They had conversations with 3-letter departments prior. Well, that's interesting. They had a file already set up with the two. Well, that is such a fucking coincidence. It's just, no. It's not a coincidence. It's a telltale. And I've run into a lot of those since I've been on YouTube since early 2017. Yeah, it's once you start, it's just, look, you're connecting the dots, right? There's a dot. Oh, what happened? Oh, live access removed. Stronghold. Okay, yeah, there you go. Do you agree? Nope. Alright, so I knew it was going to happen. There were enough democratic supporters on my YouTube, and that's what I was waiting for, right? They come in, they bombard, report, bad, misleading, hateful speech, all this other stuff, and they get you removed on your TikTok. It just constantly. That's all their job is. And it's really sad because a lot of these people are in different countries. They're just like this big room full of all these phones, and they just keep doing it. TikTok should allow content like mine. This restriction is too strict. My app does not contain the content mentioned in the notice. The notice is unclear. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out. But anyway, I knew that was going to happen. Once you start getting closer to the truth, and once you start bringing out the facts, right? And that's what happens. Once you start bringing out the facts, you start to, it's that nerve you hit. And it's sad. It's really weird. It's like, the most interesting thing about all of this is they want who, I don't know who these people are, but if you're a live person, you're actually condemning yourself. If I can't discuss or speak, then, and I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not telling you to go out and take fentanyl. I'm not, cutting off a head or something like that and all this other stuff. But it's just because you're trained, or somebody said that you have to fucking, as soon as a MAGA person or a USA person or a patriotic person or somebody that's voting for Trump gets on, report forever. That's what happens. So it alerts the algorithm, and then TikTok takes you down. They're fucking themselves. It's like they want to be, they don't see the end game, or maybe they don't even understand the end game. But that the part where they want to genocide 2/3 of the planet and hoard the rest of themselves, you're that 2/3. You're that 2/3 of the planet. And sadly, whatever money they're getting, or however they're doing, or what cult they're in, or what satanic group, or whatever the case may be. Oh, we're going to do this for Satan. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Right? They don't see that they're destroying themselves, their lineage. All the people that got them here, they're going to just toss it away. It's sad. It's like they don't care. And it's in the food. It's in the water. It's now in the air, with fucking geoengineering and shit like that. But all I'm saying right now is it's really simple. There's some people out there that are just, there's nothing you can do for them. They're gone. And they're basically your enemy, honestly. And I'm not saying to go do anything about them. I mean, if somebody starts coming after me, just be ready, right? Just be fucking ready. That's all I have to say about that. Just be ready. I care. And that's why I do what I do. Okay? And I hope those people can start to understand that. A free society, right? A free society of people are able to debate, converse, talk. If you don't like what I'm listening to, turn the fucking channel. It's that simple. But it's just report. Now, if I see something that's pedophilia-ish, I'm not really big on the fucking hate crime and shit like that. I don't really give a fuck. But if I see anything pedophile-ish or anything, I'm going to fucking report it immediately. That's it. That is, I will definitely do that. Here's what's I think is very important right now to take away from what just happened, because I knew it was going to happen. I didn't even say anything. I didn't go after anybody. I had nobody on my channel. I didn't respond to anything. It's just report. And then the algorithm came at me. I'll get back on. There was nothing I said or did. They'll look at it. There's nothing on it. All right. It's really sad, man. It's really sad. And they do that to everybody. They do that to everybody. So when I do this again, it's going to be a limited amount of people, and it's going to go to only certain people. Because the people that I know that are still on TikTok, they have certain people that they allow. This person I'm allowed. This person I'm allowed. This person I'm allowed. This person I'm allowed. And they'll go through all these people. Right? And then there might be somebody in it already. But it doesn't matter. I'm just hitting home. That's why I'm on my 6th YouTube channel. Because I know what the end game is. But they don't want you to know that. I'm telling you. It's that bad. And the Democrats are fucking all in, and a lot of right pig-lickings. Handful of them. Yep, I'm telling you. It's just simple math. It's just simple deduction, reasoning, logic, right? Look, I may not be good at planning trips or doing my bills, right? But when it comes to politics and this shit, I follow it. If I put more effort into, which I think I'm going to start doing now. I keep saying that, but it keeps drawing me back, you know. I will say this. If Trump can make it past November 5th with a win and gets to the inauguration, my channel will have thousands and thousands of people on it. It'll just happen. I'll be able to advertise, get an ad or something like that. It'll just happen. Because I have content that people should hear and need to hear. And if things start working out, I may not even need to do a show anymore. Maybe just once a month, once every week. But right now it's urgent. Right now we're in a place where the entire United States is about to be handed to a group of fucking global predator class shitfucks. And the Democrats are allowing it to happen. Every day, all week, and twice on Sundays. The only people in their way is one. There are many people, but only one that is going to have the power to really do something to stop it. And that's Donald Trump. Yeah. All right. Aloha, everybody. Thanks for watching. Fucking TikTok.